What is going on, ERB sports fans? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the sports card market, and we're not going to go through any fancy charts and graphs. We're not going to go through anything like that as far as data goes. We're just going to give you a little bit of anecdotal proof that maybe there's pause for cause in the sports card market. So, as many of you know, I was opening up a ton of Platinum Anniversary. Here's some of the better rookies: J-Rod, Bobby Witt, good vet Aaron Judge, O'Neal Cruz, CJ Abrams. You get the picture. Making a little separate pile here for some of the good players. Bryson Stott. Anyway, obviously I'm trying to complete sets to get my money back on the product. And I hit up a friend of mine who I know opens a lot of cards. His name is Greg from the Indianapolis area here. Many people know him as the Mayor. I don't remember his last name, but I only know him as Greg or the Mayor. And when I used to frequent Target and Meijer and Walmart during the height of the pandemic, Greg was always there. Greg would buy a lot of cards. Greg had people that he would, have on the lookout. Now, Greg was not what I would call a true flipper. I think he probably sold some cards, sure, but he also opened a fair amount of cards. And in fact, one of his favorite products to open was Topps Heritage. He would open case after case after case at the LCS here in Indianapolis. And Greg would sell complete sets. He would make master sets. And so I figured that was kind of his thing. And I hit him up, wanted to ask him, Greg, have you opened any Platinum Anniversary? I'm trying to make a couple complete sets. I was wondering if you could help me out. And about 2 hours go by. Get a text back. I look and it said, "Oh, hey, John. Been a while, hasn't it? I actually sold all my cards, my entire collection, and I don't even open cards anymore." And Greg was what I would call a mega ripper in the Topps Heritage. I know that kind of came out kind of bad, but he would open a lot of cards. Like, I think his record for card cases opened for Heritage was like 7 cases of cards. So he would frequent the card shop. He's kind of like the guy, like Norm or Cliff in the Cheers show. Sit down at the end of the Jordan bar, and he would just open box after box after box after box. A little bit addictive, sure. But it struck me as odd how he is completely out of the game. Now, he did mention that he's got a kid in college and he went back to work. And, for all I know, he maybe got himself in a little bit of trouble from a debt perspective with regards to the amount of cards that he was opening. He wasn't turning through his inventory fast enough, and it just eventually wore on him to the point where he had to quit. And ERB Sports, trust me, after this case of cards, it made me think that very, very same thing. But I guess my question for the audience is what's happening right now with people like Greg a microcosm of the grander picture in cards, in that you've got people like Step in the Box Brett or Ped's Card Collection. Obviously, if you have a YouTube channel, you've got another revenue stream there you can use to sort of supplement your openings. Well, ERB Sports doesn't have that, or Greg didn't have that. And when the market softens, it makes it very, very difficult to keep that momentum going, the velocity of the rip going, when you're not a breaker, when you're not a, YouTuber. And I just wonder, is that sort of where the market is at the moment with regards to people and interest in cards? Are there plenty more candidates out there like Greg who are just completely getting out of the game? Now, Greg was an older guy. He wasn't like ancient, but he was probably in his 60s. I would say he's probably mid 60s. I don't know for sure, but yeah, it struck me as interesting when he said, "Hey, John, I haven't opened cards in a long time. In fact, I sold all my cards. I went back to work. My daughter's in college, and I just really don't miss it." And so I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts with regards to people like Greg out there. Is there anybody like that? Are you like that? Are there people that you know like that? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think as far as the health of the market, because I feel like the people like Greg that leave, I made a video about this when Topps kept increasing the print run. You're just driving people like Greg or Brett or whomever, you're driving them away rather than bringing new entrants to the market. Where are we all headed with this? I mean, we're not going to bring in more kids when their dads and their dads' dads basically are telling them, yeah, you don't want to do that anymore. So I think there's a balance there between the fun factor and it's not really an investment, but the revenue stream that you can keep going, even though it is somewhat of a lost cause to be ripping product. Trust me, I know that. I will not sugarcoat that at all. But yeah, it makes me wonder where we're actually headed in the next couple of years. Are there going to be more people leaving like Greg, or are there going to be more people coming back like Greg? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm very curious. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.